So I changed a bit of the water, right? A large amount of the water, and did what I did, but it still looked clear. And you want to know something? Every 2 or 3 days, I would want to change my filter. Hey, change your filter every 2 or 3 days. You could either, what I mean by change, I mean by clean it, and if it's really dirty and you can't clean it, then change it. Or whatever you would like to do. But yeah, it was dirty. It was really dirty, and then this thing, I still like the way it was kept, even though the water was green. Now it's, hey, the way it is now. So I did is, I ended up scrubbing a little bit and letting the filter do a bit of its job, and it's working fine. These turtles are moving around. So yeah, what do you think? If I were you, like if you realize that your turtle water is getting really really dirty and you need to put some chemicals in there, try cleaning it every 2 or 3 days. Do that. It might not make sense to you, but do that. Check it. Check the condition of what the filter polyester is or whatever material you have. Check it. Clean it. And if you notice that the carbon seems a bit dirty, just clean it up a little bit, put it back in, and then see how it does. So sometimes it does get dirty on my side, and I have to like shake it in water, and that should do the trick. Just do that several times, and there you see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, the way it looks like now, I mean, yeah, I've got done changing it, but before it was still clear. It was just green. I could have used sludge remover in that, but something, hey, the water was kind of getting pretty green. Not too dark green, but it was getting kind of noticeable a little bit. But still looked nice. Because I was still able to see, the rock, the other turtle. When it gets really, really, really like foggy or misty, where you can't see the other side, you feed it, you're worried. When you're feeding it, you're worried like, hey, you're worried that you don't want to get, your whole tank dirty. Clean your filter every now and then, your polyester. All right? Your polyester, your filter, that white stuff. Just pull it out, clean it a bit, put it back in, let it sit overnight. And if you want, you can clean it at nighttime so you can see the results in the morning, because it's not going to be like every 2 or 3 hours that you're going to see a small, maybe you want to see a big difference is what I mean. So do it at night if I were you. If I were you, do it at night. And see how it goes in the morning. And let me know. Remember, 2 or 3 days, clean out that polyester and see how it goes. And let me know if you like it. And let it clean up. If it gets misty, put some, I don't know, sludge remover. If it gets really foggy, then use water clarifier. That's what I do. So I don't know about you guys, but if you guys like this tank of how clear it looks, then I hope I helped you out in somewhere, because there's people out there that tell you advices. They'll tell you advices that is pretty false. They'll tell you advices I don't know. Deep down, I think they have no idea what they're talking about, because I saw different results doing what. So I don't know, on this channel, I don't want to speak carelessness or anything, but, I kind of disagree with some people. And I did my own thing, so I'm glad I did my own thing. So I'm letting you guys know this is what I do. There's some people out there that recommend you probably change your filter like every 2 weeks, and much more. They'll tell you all sorts of things. Change it in a month, this and that. Hey, do whatever it takes for you to save money, but hey, clean up your things, and it should be clean. And, clean up your thing as in like your filter. Sometimes the glass needs like, cleaning. And these turtles are really nice to I like doing it. I like doing it, It's fun to me. So remember to unplug these two. Unplug them every time you're gonna take out some water. And clean out your filter, then change the water. Take out the water and change the water. You could do a 50% or how many percent you want, but make sure it's really low. Make sure you clean as much as you possibly can down there, and then after that, if you did all the best you could and you don't really want to suck with the machine, to try to take more water, you could just let the filter do the job, and there's that. So yeah, I mean, there's people who will tell you all sorts of advice. Really, you know what I think? Find out on your own, but don't do it in a destructive way. Hey, let me tell you, don't be destructive. You know what I mean? You want to take these turtles very serious. You know what I mean? So I ended up experimenting, doing things my way, not really listening to some people because honestly, I did something different and saw results. So, kind of like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? But it's like, I did what I did. So, yeah. Let me know if you guys like it. And let me tell you, if there's people out there who are going to give you false advice, hey, look for facts. Do things your way. As in, like, take care of your filter, clean out your tank, and make sure that this is perfect, just making sure and all that. You want to take care of your turtles, you want them clear, you want to be able to see them, you want them happy, you want them approaching you every time, of course, alright. But what I'm trying to say is, seriously, the filter, don't forget the filter. You know what I mean? Just because it's been like, okay, I changed it about, let's just say someone says, I changed it like 4 or 5 days ago. So they should be putting in some other things. But if you open up that filter and you realize, dude, how is that thing supposed to function when it's that dirty? Clean it up. And let it sit overnight, alright? And I tell you, there's people out there who give advice that I just don't agree with. I don't know what kind of filters they have, but let me tell you, that, yeah, clean out your filters. Don't let it get really bad. Clean out your filters, make practices on having, like, the clearest, water you could possibly have, with no misty, no fogginess, just as clear as you possibly can. And, yeah. So far, I don't know the genders of these two, but I will find out after a while. I just been looking around, but I've been thinking about either giving them, like going to the store and getting some shrimp or something. So, I don't know. What do you guys think about that? And what would you feed your turtles? What do you feed your turtles, There's all kinds of options, really, but when I think about crickets, I don't like dealing with crickets. You see, because it gets the water pretty dirty, and it has, like, I don't know how to explain. Like, I just don't like dealing with crickets. I don't know about you. So, have you ever heard about the pneumonia and all that, like with crickets and all that? So that's the part that gets to me. Like I want to add some of that into this tank. No thanks, I don't want to. But I mean, these seem like they like crickets, right? But